Every single morning you wake up, you have two choices: stay asleep and dream, or wake up and chase those dreams. Life doesn't hand out greatness. Life rewards the relentless. Life rewards the one who refuses to stay down. Most people wait. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait until they feel ready. But guess what? The perfect moment is a lie. You'll never feel fully ready. You either move now or you stay where you are forever. Every day is a test. Are you going to let your fears win? Or will you rise up and dominate them? You weren't born to be average. You weren't made to just get by. You are here to lead, to rise, to fight. There's greatness inside of you, and it's time to wake it up. Stop complaining. Stop blaming the world. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to hand you a better life. You have to create it. You have to grind for it every single day. Discipline is the difference between what you want now and what you want most. Want to change your life? Then change your habits. Change your focus. Change the voices you listen to. Drown out the noise and lock in on your mission. You want success? Then act like it. Wake up early. Put in the work. Ignore distractions. Build yourself in silence and let your results speak so loud they can't ignore you. This life is short. Regret is heavy. Choose growth over comfort. Choose progress over perfection. Choose pain now so you don't feel pain forever. So today, promise yourself, I will show up. I will fight for the life I deserve. I will not quit. I will not break. I will not back down. Not for motivation, but as a reminder of who you really are. Wake up and choose purpose over comfort. Every morning when that alarm goes off, you're given a silent test. The world doesn't see it. No one else hears it. But in that quiet moment between sleep and waking, your character is revealed. Do you hit snooze? Do you roll over and tell yourself you'll try again tomorrow? Or do you rise? Even when your body aches, even when your mind screams for 5 more minutes, and show up anyway. That's the battle most people lose, not because they're weak, but because they've forgotten their why. Comfort is a killer disguised as a friend. It lulls you into mediocrity. It convinces you that rest is always more important than discipline. But comfort never changed anyone's life. Comfort never built greatness. Purpose did. There is something inside you that's screaming to be more. Something that aches every time you settle, every time you let another day go by without moving toward your vision. That voice, that's your truth. That's the part of you that knows you were built for something greater than just surviving. But that part of you only grows when you choose it. Daily, especially when it's hard. So don't just get up. Rise with intention. Rise like your future depends on it. Because it does. Every time you choose purpose over comfort, you are casting a vote for the life you want. You are building resilience. You are becoming the version of yourself you know you're meant to be. Not in giant leaps, but in quiet, powerful moments of decision. This isn't about being superhuman. It's about being consistent. It's about honoring the commitment you made to yourself when no one else is watching. The world doesn't owe you anything, but your purpose. Your purpose will give you everything if you refuse to betray it for the short-term pleasure of ease. Get up, stay up, show up, and don't stop until the life in your head is the life you're waking up to. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. They don't exist. You think you'll begin once the timing feels right. You think you'll take that leap when things calm down, when the stars align, when life gives you some kind of green light. But let me tell you the hard truth, that moment you're waiting for is a lie. It's a fantasy. And if you keep waiting for it, your life will pass you by while you sit there still, preparing. There's no perfect time to start. There is no perfect plan. No ideal opportunity will fall in your lap wrapped in clarity and convenience. That's not how life works. If you keep hesitating, life will keep moving without you. The longer you wait for certainty, the more likely you'll end up with regret. You're not stuck because of your circumstances. You're stuck because you've convinced yourself that things have to be easier before you take action. You want guarantees. You want the fear to disappear. But you need to understand courage is built in the chaos. Growth is born in the uncertainty. Success doesn't arrive when you feel ready. It arrives when you show up despite the discomfort. You say you want to build something. You say you want to rise, to change, to lead. But you're sitting on the sideline of your own life, looking for a sign. The sign is the discomfort you feel right now. That restless feeling. That's the alarm clock of your potential. And every time you ignore it, you numb the very part of yourself that was meant to rise. It's time to stop waiting. Start now. Start scared. Start uncertain. But start. Because once you move, momentum shows up. Once you act, clarity starts to build. Once you decide, the world begins to bend. Not to your wishes, but to your will. You weren't made to be passive. You weren't made to delay. You were made to become. And that becoming starts the second you stop making excuses. Don't give your future away to the myth of the right time. There is no right time. There is only now. And now is everything. Discipline is your greatest weapon. You think motivation is enough. You think the fire you feel after a video or a quote is what will carry you to your dreams. It won't. That spark fades, that feeling disappears. And when it does, what's left? Discipline. Discipline is what keeps you going when every part of you wants to stop. It's what pushes you out of bed when you're tired, when it's dark, when nobody's watching. It's not glamorous. It's not loud. But it's the difference between a life full of promises and a life full of proof. You want the results, But are you willing to live the lifestyle? That means doing the work when you're uninspired, showing up when you're sick of the process, saying no to what's easy and yes to what's necessary. Discipline is not a punishment. It's the highest form of self-respect. It's you saying, I am worth the effort even when it hurts. Everybody wants to be great until it's time to do what greatness requires. That's where discipline shows up. Not when things are flowing, but when things are falling apart. Not when you're praised, but when you're alone. And most people fold in that silence. They go back to old habits, old patterns, old excuses. But if you stay consistent, day after day, rep after rep, you will rise. Discipline builds strength no one can see, until the results become undeniable. You won't need to speak for yourself because your life will do it for you. You'll walk into rooms and people will feel your standard. They'll see the difference between someone who wants it and someone who lives it. You're not tired, you're just undisciplined. You're not unlucky, you're just inconsistent. That vision in your head, the one that keeps you awake at night, that doesn't belong to the version of you who cuts corners, who breaks promises, who only moves when it's easy. It belongs to the version who's willing to grind in the dark long enough to shine in the light. Every day you have a choice. Do you give in to the moment or do you honor the mission? One leads to regret. The other leads to transformation. Choose wisely. Then choose again tomorrow. No one is coming to save you. It's on you. Let that sink in. Really sit with it. Because for most of your life, you've been waiting for someone to notice you, waiting for someone to fix it, waiting for the break, the mentor, the apology, the rescue. But here's the truth that most people run from. No one is coming. No one owes you success. No one owes you a second chance. You can blame your parents. You can blame the system. You can blame life for what it did or didn't give you. But the moment you stop pointing fingers and start pointing forward, everything changes. You can't control what broke you, but you can damn sure control what you build from here. There's a kind of power that only comes when you take full ownership, not partial, not conditional, file L. As long as you keep outsourcing your power to people who hurt you or the circumstances that didn't favor you, you stay stuck. Power isn't taken from you, it's given away. Every time you say, I can't because of them, you're handing them the pen to write your story. Why would you ever let the people who broke you decide how your future unfolds? You think somebody's going to knock on your door and say, here it is, the life you've been dreaming of. No. You build that life in silence, in sweat, in sacrifice. You build it with tears in your eyes and no applause in the room. And every time you show up despite the pain, you're proving to yourself that you are enough. You want to be rescued? Rescue yourself. Be the person you needed when you were younger. Be the one who finally breaks the pattern. Be the one who says, it ends with me. Because the reality is you are the solution. You are the one who decides how the next chapter reads. You can wait a lifetime hoping things will change, or you can wake up today and become the change. The life you want isn't hidden. It's just buried underneath layers of fear, excuses, distractions, and waiting. And the only person who can dig it out is the one reading this right now. Habits shape your future, not intentions. You say you want to change. You say you're ready to level up. But what do your daily habits say? Because your life is not a reflection of your goals. It's a reflection of your standards. It's not about what you hope to achieve. It's about what you do every single day when no one's clapping, when no one's watching, when it doesn't feel exciting. Your habits are the blueprint of your destiny, not your talent, not your passion. Habits, the smallest choices you make over and over, carve the path you're walking on. If you keep repeating the same lazy, unstructured, undisciplined actions and expect something different to come from it, that's not dreaming, that's delusion. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is built one brick at a time. And those bricks are your habits. Every decision you make, whether to wake up early or sleep in, whether to scroll for hours or read for 10 minutes, whether to train or complain, those decisions stack. They become your lifestyle. And your lifestyle creates your future. You don't rise to the level of your ambitions. You fall to the level of your systems. And for most people, those systems are built around convenience, comfort, and coping. But greatness doesn't live there. Excellence doesn't grow in a routine that's built around what's easy. You want to change your life. Change your mornings. Change your nights. Change what you feed your mind, what you tolerate from yourself, what you expect from your day. Cut the noise. Cut the drama. Build rituals that demand growth. Even when you're tired, even when you're unmotivated. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. You don't need to overhaul everything in one day. But you do need to stop lying to yourself. Saying you want change while keeping the same lazy habits is self-betrayal in disguise. What you do today is the vote you cast for the person you become tomorrow. So ask yourself, are your habits protecting the person you've been or building the person you're becoming? Face your fears and move through them. Fear will lie to you. It will whisper in your ear that you're not good enough, not ready, not worthy. It will tell you to wait, to play it safe, to shrink yourself down so you don't get hurt. But what fear never tells you is that it's not there to stop you. It's there to test you. Everything you want in life, every goal, every breakthrough, every next level of you, It all lives on the other side of fear. Fear is the gatekeeper to your greatness. And the sad truth is, most people will spend their entire lives staring at that gate, building stories in their heads, convincing themselves that what's behind it isn't worth the risk. But what's really happening? They're dying slowly. They're settling. They're making comfort their God and calling it wisdom. That's not living. That's surviving. And survival mode will kill your potential one day at a time. You want to change your life? Then you have to stop running. You have to turn and face the very thing that makes your stomach tighten and your hands sweat. Because here's the truth. Fear is not a stop sign, it's a signal. It's a spotlight pointing directly at where your growth lies. Every time you step into fear, you step out of the cage you've built around yourself. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting in spite of it. It's saying, I see you fear, but I'm moving anyway. And the more you move, the smaller that fear becomes. It's not magic. It's repetition. Every time you face it, you chip away at the false power it holds over you. You think you're afraid of failure, but what you're really afraid of is responsibility. Because if you face your fear and win, then you're responsible for what happens next. And that's heavy. But it's also freedom. Because once you stop letting fear write your story, you realize you were the author all along. Don't let your future be dictated by a feeling. Fear is loud, but it's not loyal. It will disappear the second you confront it. So walk into it. Lean into it. And keep walking until fear looks back and realizes it picked the wrong one to mess with. Regret hurts more than temporary pain. Pain is part of the process. You will feel it when you grow, when you push, when you chase the version of yourself you know you're meant to become. But the pain of growth, that's temporary. It has a purpose. It sharpens you. It makes you stronger, more resilient, more alive. But the pain of regret, that's different. That pain doesn't fade, it lingers. Regret is the quiet ache of mischances. It's the whisper of, what if, that follows you through your days and haunts you in the silence of your nights. It's looking back at a moment and realizing you had the chance, you had the opening, but you chose comfort over courage. And now it's gone. You think pain is the enemy. No, pain is the cost of becoming something more. Regret is the cost of staying the same. Pain will teach you, stretch you, mold you. Regret just breaks you slowly, silently, and permanently. The truth is you're going to hurt either way. The question is, do you want the pain of discipline or the pain of disappointment? Do you want the soreness that comes from the grind? Or the sickness that comes from knowing you quit on yourself again? You get to choose. Every day. Every moment. People run from discomfort because they think it's punishment. But it's actually a message. Discomfort says this is the edge. And it's only on the edge where transformation begins. That sting in your chest. That burn in your muscles. That tightness in your gut when you're scared. That's the sign that you're close. That you're alive. That you're on the right path. So what are you going to do? Trade short-term pain for long-term pride? Or trade comfort now for regret that stays with you for decades? The opportunity you don't take today becomes the story you tell yourself tomorrow when you explain why your life never became what it could have been. Don't become a person who's haunted by their own potential. Don't die with your greatness still buried inside you. Feel the pain now. Use it. Wear it. Let it sharpen you. Because that pain is a warning. It's saying change or this will become regret. And once that window closes, it may never come back. Commit to daily action, not just inspiration. Inspiration is cheap. It's everywhere. Scroll long enough and you'll find a quote that makes your heart beat a little faster. Watch a clip, hear a story, and for a few minutes, you feel invincible. You feel like change is possible, like your life is about to flip. But then what? What happens when the video ends? When the music fades? When real life shows back up with bills, fatigue, anxiety, distractions? What happens is this: you fall back into your old rhythm. Because motivation alone won't move the needle. Emotion won't change your life. Execution will. You want transformation. You want a breakthrough. Then you need something stronger than inspiration. You need commitment. You need discipline. You need to stop waiting to feel ready and start moving anyway. The people who win aren't always the smartest. They're not the most talented, but they are relentless. They wake up and do what they said they do. Not just when it's easy, not just when the vibes are right. Every single day. One step, one call, one rep, 1 hour focus. That's what it takes. And when that's done, you do it again tomorrow. That's the game. That's the grind most people won't commit to because they'd rather feel good than be great. You don't build a legacy off motivation. You build it off habits. You don't create a future by getting hyped once a week. You create it by choosing discipline over dopamine, over and over again. You think the winners of this world wake up every morning excited to go to war with their goals? No, they wake up tired, sore, overwhelmed, and they show up anyway. Because they know something the rest don't. Feelings don't build futures. Action does. Don't just be the person who claps for others. Be the one who acts on what's inside of you. You already know what you need to do. The problem isn't knowledge, it's consistency. So stop collecting motivation and start collecting wins. Small ones, daily ones. Stack them until your life starts reflecting the level of hunger you've been hiding. Because you don't need more hype. You need to get serious. Let your success make the noise, not your excuses. You talk too much, not out loud, but in your head. Excuses. Stories. Justifications. You tell yourself why it's not the right time, why it's harder for you, why someone else had it easier. You defend your limitations more than you chase your potential. But the truth is, no one cares about your reasons, they care about your results. You want to be respected, be undeniable. Show up with results that silence the doubts, the critics, the voice in your own mind that says, maybe I'm not enough. You don't need to explain yourself. You need to execute. You need to show up so consistently, so powerfully, that the world doesn't ask what you've been doing. They feel it when you enter the room. You're wasting time proving your struggle instead of proving your growth. You think talking about how hard it is will earn you sympathy, but sympathy doesn't build legacy. Success does, and success doesn't scream. It doesn't post every move. It doesn't beg for applause. It's quiet. It's focused. It lets the results speak. And trust me, results speak louder than any excuse ever could. They say, I didn't let the pain stop me. I didn't let the past define me. I didn't let the fear win. You know what excuses are? They're rehearsed lies dressed up as logic. And every time you repeat them, you reinforce the cage you're stuck in. But when you shift from noise to action, when you let your progress do the talking, something incredible happens. You stop needing validation. You stop seeking permission. You stop being predictable and start becoming powerful. You want to be respected. Then show them with your work. Show them with your discipline. Show them with your transformation. You don't need to defend your journey. Just walk it. Relentlessly. Quietly. Relentlessly. And when you reach your breakthrough, when the light finally hits the grind you've been doing in the dark, you won't have to say a word. Let the people talk. Let them doubt. You don't owe them a response. You owe yourself results. You already have the power. Now use it. Stop searching for something outside of yourself. Stop acting like the answers are out there, like your breakthrough is buried in someone else's book, someone else's approval, someone else's success. It's not. Everything you need is already inside you. The fire, the clarity, the discipline, the hunger, it's there, it's always been there. But you've buried it beneath fear, beneath doubt, beneath years of letting the world tell you who you are. You weren't born broken, you were born powerful. But somewhere along the way you forgot. You listened to the noise, to the criticism, to the silence of the people who should have supported you. You took every failure as a label instead of a lesson. And now, you walk around like you're waiting for permission to rise. But listen, no one is coming to light that fire for you. No one is going to hand you confidence or clarity or strength. Because those things are not given, they are chosen. They are claimed. Every single day you wake up, you have that power. To choose the hard path, to say no to your excuses, to fight for the life you know you're capable of. But you keep hesitating, you keep pretending you're not ready. You keep telling yourself there's something missing, like the person you want to be is still some far-off version you need to earn your way into. That's a lie. You don't become that person. You decide to be that person. And then you act like it. Power isn't a feeling, it's a decision. It's you waking up and saying, I may not know it all, I may not have it all figured out, but I refuse to let that stop me. You move forward anyway, you show up messy, you act boldly. And with every step, you remember who the hell you are. The power was never out there. It was never in the title, the followers, the degree, or the applause. It's been in you, in your discipline, in your choices, in your refusal to break when life tried to shatter you. So stop looking for power. Start owning it. Stop trying to find yourself and start choosing yourself. This is your life. Your fight, your fire. And it's time to stop waiting for it to burn on its own. You already have what it takes. Now prove it with action, not tomorrow. Right now. So here's the truth. No more excuses. No more waiting. No more hoping that someone else will carry your dream across the finish line. It's time to stop talking and start building. It's time to stop doubting and start deciding. You've wasted enough days letting fear drive. You've spent enough nights wondering if you're good enough. You are, you just haven't shown yourself yet. But now it's your move. You've got the fire. You've got the vision. Now you need to follow through. Wake up, lock in, show up, and never back down. Because if you want to change your life, you're going to have to fight for it. Now go earn it.